Hi, welcome to Inspiration for the Soul, and I am Israel. I would like to speak with you on the topic of, are you losing your most prized possession? Are you losing power? And when I say power, I do not mean worldly power, but I mean, are you feeling tired? Are you feeling drained? Are you lethargic? Are you hurting? Is your heart in pain? Are you depressed? Are you confused? That is the power in which I speak and of which I speak. And the first thing that I have to say is that in order to stop losing this power, or to be renewed and to be revived, you must go back to the source of authentic power. You must tap into your authentic power. And the only entity and the only source that can properly renew and restore your authentic power is a source that gave it to you in the first place. And that is your creator, the God which created you. And so when you are losing power, no amount of money can restore that. No amount of partying can restore that. No amount of love and love making and sex can restore that. No amount of drinking or smoking or socializing with friends can restore that authentic power that you have lost or that you are losing. What do you do when you are in a battle that you know is stronger than you? When you are coming up against oppression that you know is stronger than you? What do you do when this relationship that you're in is ending, and in the way in which it's ending is not a way in which you had envisaged? What do you do when the job that you're in, you're losing it? What do you do when the marriage that you're in, it's being torn apart? Your children are being ravaged. Your children are being disrespectful. What do you do when you're losing such power? You're losing your spiritual, emotional, and mental well-being. The only entity that can satisfy that and that can renew that is the source that grants authentic power. And so I want to direct you to a passage in the Bible. And this is in Samuel, this first Samuel 9. And when the children of Israel were being beaten by their enemies, and they have lamented and they say, why has God defeated us so? And their most prized possession was taken, which was the ark of the covenant of God that God had with the children of Israel, was taken away from them for 20 years. And it had moved on to another nation, and it stayed with that nation for 20 years. And so the children lamented. And in verse 3, Samuel said unto them, if you turn with your whole heart unto God, he will deliver you. And so they did as Samuel suggested, and they fasted and they worshipped God and they gave their hearts over unto God. And Samuel went as further to say that if you put away the strange gods, and there are many times we hold strange gods, we hold on to worldly possession because we believe that the clothes and the shoes and the earrings and the bags, is what can satisfy us. And then we find that the car and the house and the money in the bank account is not enough. It is not fixing the problems that ought to be fixed. And then we're losing our mental well-being, our spiritual and emotional well-being. And so what do you do when the friends that you have cannot assist and cannot satisfy the problem? What do you do when the money that you have cannot satisfy the problem? What do you do when, after all that you have done, after all that you have poured into this child, after all that you have poured into this man, after all that you have poured into this woman, this job, the house, the mortgage, at the end of the day, you're losing that? It is being jeopardized. what do you do at that point? And you have become rattled. What do you do? Because you're losing authentic power. You're losing faith. The only entity that can restore that is the source that created you. And so I use the analogy of a cell phone. And if you want to replace a battery, or if you want to charge the battery when the cell phone is being depleted and is depleted, then you cannot expose it to the sun. Though the sun in and of itself has an immense amount of energy, you cannot uh, expose it to the element of the wind, though the wind has immense energy. You must plug it into the source that it was meant to be plugged into, where it can receive the amount of energy that it needs to be revitalized and to be recharged. And it is the same thing with us as human beings, and especially as women. As women, we are spiritual entities and we're spiritual beings. And so when you find that your spirit is being depleted, you're losing faith, you're rattled, you're tired, you're lethargic, you're hurting, you're in a battle that you know you cannot win by yourself. You know that you cannot win alone. You must return to the authentic source, the source that created you. Lay it there and be renewed, replenished, and be revitalized. This is Inspiration for the Soul, and I am Israel, and I wish you love.